This life is crazy, merciless, and unforgiving. A lot of people go through so much pain that it would just drive you insane. And the the social isolation, even though I kind of like being by myself a lot, and I like kind of being left off alone, so I can, work on music and just work on my creative, innovative ideas that I have, and just passionate projects that I want to breathe life into one day. And it just seems like certain people in this life catch hell. It's like there's a target on their back. It's like there's some type of spiritual assassination that's on them. And it's just a relentless battle. And it's enough to make you snap, and it's enough to make you just step back and just really look at things and look at the big picture. Like, you know, truly, what the hell is really going on? When you lose so many people in your life back to back to back, and it's like a shock, you know? And it's like being in a horror movie, or what's that new Resident Evil game? I think it's called Resident Evil Requiem, and you can tell obviously how inexperienced the new main protagonist is. How she sees the monster and automatically panics and runs away. Whereas like Leon Kennedy probably would have just put out a rocket launcher and just blew the monster away. Chris Redfield probably would have just shoulder punched it. Or boulder punched it. If you guys get that reference, in Resident Evil 5, where Chris Redfield punches that boulder, which is so ridiculous. But that's how it feels like for a lot of people, man. Like, this life is like a horror show, man, and it's brutal. And you have to be strong mentally, physically, and spiritually. You're going to be attacked on all angles. Just when you think the pain is over, just when you think the big event happened, then you have these subunits of negative events that just create more. They create and generate more negative energetic manifestational frequency, and it's absolutely brutal. You know, my whole life, man, all I want to do is just mind my business, stay in my lane, not bother nobody, not mess with nobody, and just mind my business. That's it. I don't want to bother nobody. I don't want to mess with nobody. I just want to mind my business. That's it. But you have these demonic parasites, and you have these creatures of evil intent that just like to latch on to people that they see something in them that they may not have, and then may generate jealousy, and then they start to attack them. And they attack them in all types of ways, and they get fixated on them, they get obsessed with them, and it's just crazy. Especially when you're just a normal person, you're not a celebrity, you're just a regular person, just venting, just like anybody else who has a YouTube channel that vents about their life, that talks about their life. Like, you should be free to be able to do that, right? you know but it seems like people just target you. It's like there's some invisible hand that decides who becomes successful and who doesn't. It doesn't matter how much free will people think they have when there's hidden forces that are orchestrating things behind the scenes. When things line up too perfectly, it's like, okay, this is done deliberately. And you start to wonder, has somebody just, has some entity just targeted you? Do you you know, did you do something in your past life? And if you didn't, then it's like, is what they say, in a certain text actually true? Where you're trapped by pretty much a spiritual prison warden or a celestial Stalin, you know, and you're forced to undergo through this spiritual torment because it's, you know, the older you get, man, the more you start to realize certain patterns in life and certain things, and you start to just realize that, hey, we've been lied to as a society, when they tell you that justice prevails, you see that injustice prevails. You see that, and when they tell you that power doesn't make right, you see that, power does make right. Because you see, hell, the definition of the United States, the definition of, all these world empires of history, the ancient Roman Empire, the Spartans, the Aztecs, people like this, these great empires that once thrived, but they thrived on blood, they thrived on sacrifice, they thrived on the damnation of the people, you know, and it takes a very evil, crazy person to attack somebody who's not attacking them. You know, like we're in the world where it's just full of predators and bullies, people that attack people who are not even bothering them. You know, and it's crazy, man. Like you hear it all the time in schools where somebody finally snaps and then they do the worst. You know, and it's just people just keep pressing people's buttons and then they do it on purpose and then they have this all premeditated, one-sided beef with a person. You know, it's absolutely crazy how somebody can hate you and you don't even know this person and they can have a one-sided beef with you. They can know everything about you. They can have all this, have a one-sided beef with you and you don't even care about this person. This person is infatuated with you. you know your first live you have, this person says they hate you, but they're one of the first people in your life. They're fucking fans. you know you see, you don't waste your time focusing and targeting somebody that you just, oh, I just hate this person so much. Like there has to be something deeper than just, oh, I just hate this person. It's like, why do you hate this person? you know and I just wish a lot more people that were talented, gifted, and had certain attributes would come together rather than just trying to break people down and attack them. you know and people told me the reason why people targeted me in particular is because of my skin color configuration. And it's something that I can't even change. It's something that I didn't have any control over. And that's the worst part about a lot of things. Is like when you get older, you're gonna learn that certain situations in life, man, you're just gonna be thrown into, and it's like you're gonna sink or swim. And it's brutal, but you got to stay focused on your passions, your dreams, and ambitions. You got to stay focused on, your goals and things of that nature. You got to stay focused on, first of all, the money making, of course. We all know that everybody has to go wage slave. We have to, but make sure you keep your passions and dreams alive. Just keep that little spirit inside to fight, never give up, man. Even in my situation now, I still try to make beats, and I'm still learning. I'm still writing. I'm still, doing poetry. I'm still having good creative video ideas, and etc. 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 I still want to, create, man, because to me, creation is the foundation of the soul. Creation is the innovation of the soul, is the ability to create things in art, and especially when you're in deep pain and despair, that's the perfect time to create. When your heart is bleeding, when your soul is just on the battlefield, wide open, and the blood is just flowing like an open ocean. You know, and I can't believe that my voice was so potent that people get attached in a negative way, and they start to treat me like a celebrity almost. It's weird. Like I never thought that me just making little videos online about my life here and there, just venting, would even get a big audience, 500,000, 500, almost 500,000 all-time views, thousands of subscribers and stuff like that. I didn't expect any of that. People emailing me to this day, asking me where I'm at. It's crazy. I'm just a regular person, man. I never thought that I would have any success on YouTube, But now I just want to be low key, man, and just mind my business, man, and stay out the way. I don't bother nobody. I don't want to bother nobody. I just want to mind my business. But it's like people are obsessed with me for some reason, like the wrong people, which is crazy, man. But yeah, but the people going through it, man, stay strong, man, and keep your head held up, man. We got to go through this hell. We got to go through this battle of Stalingrad. We got to go through this, man. And it's like, it's just going to keep getting worse, worse, and worse, man. But hopefully our dreams and our goals and ambitions, we slowly work towards them come true, and we can start to do our passions and start to live our passions, for a living, and make money from that, and hopefully we can foment the business around that, So I wish you guys well. Good luck. Peace.